Hello everyone, Ozzymitsu here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you another episode of my Evolution Solution series. As mentioned previously, I've been expanding the series for more interesting and in-depth comparisons. If you want to familiarise yourself with the series in its entirety, I've placed a link to the series' playlist in the iCard on the top right hand corner of the screen. Alternatively, I've also included the link in the description below for your convenience. Today I wanted to analyse the different forms of Deoxys, but I couldn't simply handle doing this all on my own, so I've asked for the help of fellow PokeTuber and good friend of mine, HybridHero.
What's going on, guys? HybridHero here, and I'm very excited to be a part of the Evolution Solution series. Thanks for having me here, Ozzy.
It's great to have you on board, Hybrid. Hybrid and I also did a video on his channel where we came up with a very interesting theory on how Deoxys is the Pokerus virus. The link to the video has been provided in the description, but it'll also be placed in the end cards if you fancy watching this video first. But let's not waste any more time, let's get this analysis underway. Take it away, Hybrid.
Deoxys is a very interesting Pokemon because it can change and revert into different forms. We'll start off with normal form Deoxys. It's not known to evolve or have any pre-evolutions. It's a pure psychic type, meaning that it's weak to Ghost, Dark, and Bug, while resisting Fighting and Psychic.
Deoxys only gets access to one ability, which is Pressure. This essentially raises your opponent's PP usage.
Normal form Deoxys has some well-rounded stats, with a base 150 in physical attack, special attack, and speed, while having a base 50 in HP, defense, and special defense.
So it appears normal form Deoxys is speedy whilst being able to pack a serious punch both physically and specially. Through level up, learns a range of physical and special moves complementing its stats, as well as some handy status moves like Taunt. In terms of a moveset, I can see Deoxys working well as a mixed attacker, give it the hasty nature to increase its speed, as its defenses aren't that great anyway. Pop a Life Orb on this guy for the extra bit of damage, go for Psycho Boost, which will OHKO a lot of neutral hits. As it drops your special attack by 2 stages, you can then transition into your physical moves. Fire Punch is nice coverage, whilst being able to hit steel types like Metagross that would otherwise wall you out, as well as then Headbutt for stab and Knockoff as more of a utility coverage move, in that if you feel you're not going to OHKO your foe, you can at least knock off the item before going down. In terms of the EVs, just go max attack, max speed, and the rest of the investment in special attack for Psycho Boost and you're set.
Let's move on to Deoxys attack form. In order to obtain this form in Sun and Moon, you must visit Hokulani Observatory to amend your Deoxys.
In previous generations, you had to visit Veilstone City in Diamond, Pearl and Platinum, Nacrin City in Black and White, Ambret Town in X and Y, or Farblow Town in Oras to amend your Deoxys.
Deoxys attack shares the same typing of pure psychic and retains the same ability in pressure. So far, there's not much of a difference until we look at its stats. It has a crazy high 180 in both its physical and special attack, base 150 in speed, and a base 20 in both of its defenses.
Through level up, it learns a range of physical and special moves at your disposal, which really complement its stats. So Deoxys attack form can adopt the role of a mixed sweeper. Deoxys attack form is the perfect example of a glass cannon sweeper. It can hit hard, but it won't be able to take any hits. But with those offenses, it may not even matter. In terms of a moveset, naturally you want to make use of those offensive stats. I would have a similar set as the one mentioned earlier. Psycho Boost for the massive raw damage, transition into a physical attacker afterwards with moves like Fire and Ice Punch for further coverage. I'd give this form the Focus Sash in case you haven't OHKO'd your opponent, and then go for a priority extreme speed to ensure you hit first in case you go up against someone setting up in your phase or if they've set up Trick Room. In terms of the EV spread, max attack, max speed, any speed increasing nature would be too good to pass up to ensure you're outspeeding the likes of Jolteon.
Alright, Ozzy, let's move on to Deoxys defense form. Again, it has the same typing ability as its other forms, but here's where the difference lies again: its base stats. Its best stats, as its name suggests, are in both its defenses, that go as high as base 160. It has a respectable base 90 speed stat, and just below a mediocre base 70 physical and special attack.
Interestingly, through level up, Deoxys defense learns more status moves like Iron Defense, Amnesia and Recover. I also noticed it gets moves like Miracle and Counter for further shenanigans in that regard, being able to take hits and then doubling the damage that is inflicted upon it.
For a moveset, in order to make use of its stats in the best way possible, the following set could work really well: Stealth Rock, Spikes, Toxic, and Knockoff. Have it hold leftovers for some nice consistent HP recovery. The EVs would be 252 HP, 252 defense, and the rest in special defense. And a nature like Sassy, Relax, or Impish could go down really well, as you won't need the offense or speed.
I even considered a very troll-like set for Deoxys defense, in that giving it a Lumberry in case someone tries to Toxic Stall you, Calm Mind and Iron Defense to gradually raise both of your defenses, Recover to stall a little bit further, and then Ice Beam. Ice Beam because nothing is immune to it, so you're not totally walled out by dark types.
Moving on to the last form, Deoxys Speed. Again, just like all its other forms, shares the same typing and ability, but its stats emphasize its speed.
It's quite interesting because its defenses aren't as paper thin as Deoxys' attack. A base 180 in speed means it has the highest base speed of all Pokemon, while still having respectable defensive and offensive stats.
Interestingly, through level up, Deoxys Speed learns moves which complement the role it would play in competitive battling. Moves like agility and extreme speed being a couple of notable moves that it learns naturally.
In terms of a moveset, I think it could work well as a quick setup Pokemon, in that giving it Calm Mind to boost its special stats by one stage, followed by Psyshock so you can hit specially defensive walls like Chansey or Blissey whilst using your special attack stat, along with Ice Beam and Thunderbolt for reliable coverage. The EVs would be max HP, max special attack and 4 EVs in speed. But I have seen some people run max attack and speed with a Focus Sash, running moves like Taunt, Spikes and Stealth Rocks as a speedy Glass Cannon support Pokemon. Reviewing the 4 from an analytics standpoint, each form does exactly what it says on the tin. Normal form Deoxys' stats are evenly spread out in that it can adopt the role of a quick mixed attacker,
while Deoxys' attack form is a speedy Glass Cannon sweeper, and Deoxys' defense, having such bulky stats, makes it the perfect setup or support Pokemon.
And Deoxys Speed having the highest base speed of any Pokemon, but also has a mixture of decent offensive and defensive stats, making it a little bit more versatile and can cater to a specific role it can play on your team, be that a mixed sweeper or a quick setup Pokemon.
Deoxys' defense form probably complements its typing the best, because it only has 3 weaknesses, one of which aren't very common, meaning it's less likely to be hit by a super effective move, and can comfortably play the role of a support Pokemon.
I also feel it makes use of its pressure ability the best because it is so naturally bulky, it can PP stall a lot more than any other walls like Chansey or Porygon 2, but if it were up to me, I'd go for Deoxys defense, mainly because I like defensive Pokemon more than I do offensive Pokemon, and I felt this form would fit my playstyle perfectly. What about you, Hybrid? Which of the 4 do you prefer?
I personally prefer Deoxys Speed form. Like you said, Ozzy, it's very versatile as a Pokemon. It's one of the fastest Pokemon in the game, and getting a quick and easy setup or some quick and easy damage really gives me the advantage in competitive battling.
What about you guys? Which of the 4 do you prefer? Deoxys, Deoxys attack, defense or speed? Leave a comment below stating which one and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Before we wrap things up, I also want to thank Hybrid for helping me out with this video. It really was great having you on my channel.
The pleasure's all mine, Ozzy. If you guys want to see some more of me, be sure to check out my channel and also the video that Ozzy and I did on my channel, where we explain how Deoxys is a mutated version of Pokerus. Be sure to check it out. The link to the video will appear on the iCard as well as at the end card of this video.
And on that note, if you enjoyed today's video, please leave this video a big thumbs up as that really helps me out, and hit that subscribe button to become an Ozzywatt today, but also subscribe to Hybrid's channel because he makes great Pokemon related content and is all round a great guy. But with all of that being said, I'll see you guys very soon.